Hello, everybody. This is Samaritan, and I'm here with Badger
Me? Hello?
and SuperSandLegend.
Hello there.
And we're here today to talk about the Xbox showcase coming up, and also the Starfield showcase that's going to be following up that. We're just going to be giving our predictions as we did last year, things we think are going to be announced, or things we want to see in the conference. And we're just going to do like a top 3 format on this. Okay, so for my number 3 pick, it's kind of a general thing, but I was gonna say a major Game Pass announcement. Be that a major game that's gonna be added, or them adding another service to it, like the Ubisoft Plus that just came out, or some other big perk to kind of boost that Game Pass hype because of, Redfall came out recently and that was not so great of a game, so it kind of hurt that appeal of buying Game Pass if the games are going to be like that are coming out. So I think something like this would be a great booster to help people get excited for Game Pass again.
You think they're not excited right now?
I mean, not as excited as they could be, for sure. Because,
Valid.
I was waiting a long time for Redfall. I was like, yes, finally a great Game Pass game that I'm going to be able to play with my friends. Like, there's not a lot of co-op stuff coming out, and then it comes out, and it's like the most unpolished turd you've ever seen from Bethesda.
I was just bugging
Badger,
Kate and Aaron
Badger,
to play this the other day, because I was expecting. I knew very little about it, other than that it wasn't very good. But I was expecting like Vampire Borderlands,
Yeah,
maybe not as many guns. I don't know how the gun situation is in the game, but at least like a co-op looter shooter centered around vampires. I'm like, that sounds pretty cool. And I downloaded it and I played it for like 15 minutes.
Yep, that's about what I gave it.
So I'm always on the side of okay, so what if the game is 30 frames? You know what I mean? Right now, I'm always a little open-minded. It doesn't have to be perfect. Look at Zelda right now. It's on a Switch. We know the Switch is limited to what it can do. That's going to be an all-time great game already. I don't even have a Switch, but I can read the things. I can read the news. Have you played it yet, Justin?
I haven't played it yet. I actually never even finished the first one. I've only played a few hours of the first one because it just feels like I get lost in it. I don't know where to go. So it's like... it takes a lot for me to get on there and kind of figure out where I'm going to go in there and do things.
I need a map.
Exactly. There's not a lot of guidance in that game.
No, but my point was being I was on the little bit of optimistic side, but man, the fact that we're releasing a first party game like that and it was only 30 frames 4K and they were so proud of it. I mean the writing was on the wall. I mean, for me at least. I just knew it was going to bomb, and then Badger was just saying, he was messaging me and Caitlin the other day. He's like, guys, download it, play a new game. I'm like, sure, we haven't finished any other games, Badger, but let's download another game and play it with us. I think within 30 minutes, he goes, never mind, hot garbage.
Yeah, this is exactly what I did.
Disregard.
I was actually playing it the first time when Bree and Eric were in the chat with me, and I got about 10 minutes into it. It's like, don't even bother your download. Go and cancel your download. We're not going to be playing this game. It's not even just because of the graphics. Even as you got further into the town, the first fight, you fight the vampire, and there's no big build up to the vampire or anything. You just walk in the room, and he turns around and starts fighting. And just no big dramatic here's the first vampire. This is what you got to do. Blah blah blah. No, he just comes at you, and there's no build up. I just feel like it's very underwhelming as far as getting you hyped for the rest of the game.
Jesus, well, dodged a bullet.
But yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Say, as me, I know we segued into this as the appeal of Game Pass and just having, access to games for a flat monthly cost. I hardly ever use Game Pass, right? I pop in every couple months, see what they have to offer, and I'm pleasantly surprised. So I guess the sting of this didn't hurt as much for me, but I know for a lot of people it's probably a pretty good slap in the face. So I agree with what you said earlier. Microsoft probably needs to announce something else.
With the way everything is launching and the way games are trying to have a live service like Destiny and Fortnite and Apex and stuff, everything that developers do is under such a big microscope. Everything is scrutinized. That game could have. I think the fact that Zelda is on Switch, the fact that it's on Switch, like Nintendo cannot do no wrong. Like they got a little under fire because of like like the embargoes and streaming it early and blah 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 blah. Because that's Nintendo or whatever. But like, if Zelda was on any other platform, just because of the way the world is, like with Sony and with Bethesda and the Blizzard nightmare going right now, because everything is under just such a big microscope. Like I said, like I think it would just get destroyed by Twitter and Facebook and whatever other social media these kids use these days.
I partly agree. I just think gameplay is the first priority. Like, even if the graphics weren't that great in Redfall, it's the gameplay that really like got me to uninstall it because it just was not engaging me the way it should.
Didn't feel right.
Yeah, it just felt like, I don't know. It
Felt
just
floaty.
wasn't. I wasn't looking forward to playing the rest of the game. Going by what I
Yeah,
played at the start.
and the follow up with your prediction that making Game Pass exciting. I think that's a good one, just because like, but there are people like we maybe the three of us aren't. Badger said the most. He doesn't get on it that much. You and I are both Xbox fanboys. We always have been, but we're also major PC gamers, so it doesn't affect us as much. But there is a lot of people that solely rely on Game Pass for games, a lot of single player games things. So I guess you're right. I guess being Xbox pushing Redfall as much as they did, it kind of dampened it a little bit. And I guess Ubisoft will be not Ubisoft. Is that what you said, Ubisoft? I already forgot.
Oh,
Sorry.
I just mentioned Ubisoft Plus as maybe they'll be adding as
That
part
would
of
be that would be a nice boom. But they don't really have anything new right now. The only thing I can think of off the top of
They
my
have
head.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, but
Division.
new. Yeah, but that's not new. Like, what's something that's like, oh, besides coming, I can play this right now. Like, the only thing that I know of off the top of my head that's coming out soon is that bigger Division game, which Division is still fun. I love that game. Remember Division, Badger? I do. Sorry.
I don't.
But yeah, okay. I'll go next. My number 3 was a tie between two of them. I'll give you my actual prediction, and then I'll follow up with my other prediction. My number 3, I'm gonna go with the way Microsoft is just doing what they do with everything and surprising people and announcing things. I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe got some sort of glimpse of GTA 6. That's a long shot, but that's why it's a prediction show. GTA 6. Thoughts?
I will say I agree with you. I think that's about time for that. When was the last time Rockstar announced something? Like, how many years ago was it?
They had the remaster trilogy, which they were gonna do like 3 in other games too, but it was Vice City, San Andreas, and was it 3?
Yeah,
4.
I think it was a trip, like a 3-pack.
I don't remember. It was Vice City, San Andreas, and 3, I think. And they were going to the rumor was they had tentative plans to do a GTA 4 remaster, but everybody hated the trilogy remaster. I didn't mind it, but yeah. That's your thoughts?
Ooh, Rockstar's independent, right? They don't have like loyalty to.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not
I mean, if
like
they could
under
get
any
that,
umbrella.
that'd be huge for them if they did. I don't follow anything. Well,
there's nothing out. There was the quote unquote leaked gameplay, and then recently there was the quote unquote leaked. I mean, I see these things everywhere. Like there was the maps that kind of leaked out, and the latest thing I saw was they're shooting for a. The window was so big, it was like April 24 through March 25 release window. I'm like, great, that's
That's
awesome.
like a whole year.
I don't even know if I'm having dinner tomorrow. Like, what? Come on.
You think
So
they're gonna
that-
give you any like actual like gameplay or just like a title reveal?
A title reveal, where you have like like the iconic comic strip thing or whatever, and then some celebrity will see it's their likeness and sue them for 10 years straight.
Yeah.
where's Grand Theft Auto supposed to be taking place this time?
There's not a single drop of news on it. No, nothing official, so nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows for sure.
If I was a betting man, I think so. What 5 was LA, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's back to New York. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a different country at some point. I mean, who knows? Or if we get like an entire country, not just a city, but like a whole ass country. I mean, you remember how big GTA 5 was? And then, and for those that never played the GTA 5 story, it is one of like my top 5 games of like story games I wish I could forget and play over again.
Yeah.
One of the greatest stories ever.
You know what's crazy though? That game is so old. I don't remember being hyped for its like release because it was such a long time ago. I remember playing it though and loving it, but it's been forever.
GTA 5 came out September 17th of 2013.
Jeez.
It will be 10 years old this year, and it has had as many. I mean, GTA Online. I remember being pissed off that GTA Online was going to be like a year late.
Yeah, that was delayed.
And then even after that, they didn't have the heist for like months after that. But man, that's the thing. They at least when they came out, it worked. It was fun. It was incredible. There was nothing like it. Nothing. And then you have the role play stuff that's been going on for many, many, many years, and that that's a rabbit hole you could go down for hours, if not years.
I think it might have the second place record for most re-releases on different consoles.
And first,
you all know who first is, yeah. All right, Badger.
My turn. All right, so number 3, I'm real hopeful. Haven't heard anything about it, so I feel like it would be perfect. But I really want to see the next entry of Fable.
Oh,
it's a series. It's like I love RPGs. I don't know how I found out about the first one when I was a kid, but I played it and I loved it. Loved it. First one, golden. Second one's okay. Third game,
I had the collector's edition. Like most of the people that are literally listening to this and watch this, maybe some new ones. I do stream. You can prominently see my Fable 3 collector's edition behind me on my stream, and I have the controller. I'll never sell them. I have the coin, the card deck. I mean, I have the Fable 3 shirt. Like, and then the anniversary one came out for a remake of 1. I love that game too. God, Fable is. Oh, sweet Lord.
Yeah, I remember a long time there. That's all I would see you on when I'd get on my Xbox is some Fable game.
Yeah.
I don't know in the realm of like how many single player options that Xbox has or like first party games, I feel like they need to bring Fable back.
Yeah. Well, we know it's coming back.
It's coming.
We know
it's
coming back.
It's been a while since they talked about it.
Yeah.
Well, thank God, then.
I think we'll definitely probably hear something this year on it.
The funny thing is, we've been saying that. I feel like last year, Samaritan and I and Hanky Torius did this same thing.
Oh yeah.
And I even said Fable last year too, and I was big upsetty of no Fable. Like even just the title, so just put the word Fable there. That's all I need.
Just so I know it exists.
Yeah.
Don't let me think it's canceled.
Game? Did you ever play the Kinect game?
No.
I don't remember if I did.
Fable
but
Heroes or Fable Journey or something like that.
No, I didn't. I played the card. I think before Fable 2 came out, they had like a card game that was free on 360. I played the shit out of that. You remember that? Fable 2 card game. It was something that was free to play on Xbox. Fable 2 pub games. That's it.
Oh yeah, that was another one.
I played a lot. It was free to play. Came out about 2 or 3 months before the game itself came out.
God, was anything like Gwent or Hearthstone?
Yeah, it was like an early version of Gwent. Thinking like that.
Yeah.
Gwent, became Gwent after that. But I think some of the foundation was there with the pub game stuff.
All right. Number 2 for me. Number 2, my prediction is a release date for Hellblade 2, which I am very much looking forward to.
Hot take, not a fan.
Oh, really?
I thought that game was out already.
No, it's been in pretty much every conference for the last few years. It was announced the first time 2019, but they haven't pushed the release date out. They just keep saying, "Oh, it's coming, but they never tell us when it's coming. Starting a little bit of some Destiny vibes. They could tell me, but they're not gonna tell me.
Listen,
but
we're back into Destiny. You can take that slander out of here, okay?
But I really enjoyed the first game. Very immersive. Their audio design was amazing with the way they did like the voices in her head when you're going through the game, and just like the whole way they portrayed her having like a mental illness or trauma from what happened to her. It was just really, really cool, really imaginative in my opinion. And it's going to be on Unreal 5, which is going to be one of the first games that are doing that, so the graphics should be amazing.
You mean Unreal?
Unreal Engine 5.
Oh, boo.
Oh, I see. That went right over my head.
Boo.
Yes, they're going to be Unreal. My prediction for the release date is spring 2024.
I think that's too soon. I think some developers are seeing again. Let's look back at Redfall. Redfall got delayed by a year, and it still was bad. You know, Cyberpunk set the foundation of delaying and still being bad. I mean, that's the thing. Like, to pay $70 now, $70 for a Game Boys, and it's 9 times out of 10 right now. I mean, how do you have trust in anybody?
Exactly.
You know, even with bugs, I feel bad. I think Jedi Survivor is pretty good at this point now, but how you launch with that many bugs? Like, it's hard to be excited for a game that you pay for. It takes a lot for. I mean, yes, a lot of you know I'm poor. I'm poor. But
Make it worth it.
to pay, make it worth it. Make me go to bed for dinner for a reason. You know?
I will say, it's another thing that Nintendo does really well. Like, they don't announce their games a million years in advance most times. Like, they'll have their direct video come up and they'll say, "Oh, coming out next month or 2 months from now." So like, they don't have to hold themselves to a release date that they know they're not going to hit by announcing the game like 3 or 4 years ahead of time. You know?
Right.
I'd rather
That annoys me. Annoys me
Yeah.
to no end.
Yeah, I'd rather them announce it when they know it's going to come out and they don't have to delay and delay and delay over and over. That's just me.
All right, that's fair. Thoughts, Badger? Anything?
Oh, Blade. Like I said, I honestly thought that game already came out. I'm kind of shocked to find out it's not out. I remember seeing a like teaser trailer for it years ago.
Yep.
I was like, oh, that looks pretty neat.
Yeah, it's going to be great when it does come out, I'm sure, but it's been teased forever. Not any information is when it's coming out, so.
So
Okay.
for my second one, I'm gonna stretch it again, just because again, this is predictions. I can do what I want. Microsoft's making moves, a lot of partnerships. I mean, I was kind of hoping we would have some kind of cool Blizzard announcement where they were like, Diablo 4 is on Game Pass, but that's looking less likely to happen as each day. I saw somebody just approved it in Europe, but I don't
I think it was
remember who
EU.
it was. EU, yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a while.
So I'm gonna turn. I was debating if I want to just go with a surefire thing we've already seen, or if I want to stretch it again, and I'm gonna stretch it again. I remember last year, or the year before, I think it was last year, we saw a little glimpse of Commander Shepard.
Oh, yeah.
I need some Mass Effect.
You're jonesing.
I literally, between when we last did the podcast and now, 1 year ago, I got a mass relay tattoo on my fucking forearm. Okay? I would like to see Shepard again. I would like to see Mass Effect. Granted, it is EA. I would be the dummy that would be day one, pay for it. But at the same time, I need it. I need it. I need it, Justin. I need it.
How do you think they're going to bring him back or her
Right,
back
well-
after the third game?
I'm gonna assume that
They
Hey, Patrick,
rebuilt this man from dust.
hey,
They can bring him back.
they did. He died in the end of the beginning of the second one, and they brought him back in the Lazarus Project. That's pretty good. So which canon's which color, Badger? No.
Oh, God.
I think the canon is gonna be the one where, because like they showed, if I'm not mistaken, so correct me if I'm wrong, some Badger or Justin, the little teaser thing we got last year. You see the ruins of a mass relay, like vaguely, but it's enough to know it's there. So I'm assuming the canon ending they were gonna go with is the one where all the all synthetics are destroyed and all machinery is destroyed, and he's.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what we became of him on that one. Hashtag fake fan. Just because I'm drawing a blank. But regardless, I mean, it does. Listen, I loved Andromeda because I love the Mass Effect universe. It got destroyed when it came out because of the story, and then he canceled it for Anthem, which failed.
The face animations.
Oh yeah, that's true. But I love the combat was unmatched. I mean, and if you just gave it a full trilogy, or at least the second game, like Mass Effect 1 was great, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I'm salivating. Mass Effect 2 was what made 1 great because the game was so good and the story was so good. and Andromeda had all the makings of a good trilogy or something, and EA gave up on it. Where's the fucking Quarians? Where are they? All right, that's my 2. Give me something Mass Effect for number 2.
Sounds good. All right, Badger, you're up.
All right, my number 2. Pretty obscure. I don't know. It's probably already like DOA, but I don't know if they officially ever killed it. Do you guys remember Scalebound?
Yes,
I did.
I was super
That's not-
excited for that.
I was so excited for that game.
And the gameplay was great. Something came back up recently, not too long ago. I'm gonna do some searching while you're talking. Go ahead.
So Scalebound, if you don't know, it was killed, but it was like an adventure RPG game, where you basically fly around on dragons, and you get to like transform into a dragon hybrid person, and it looked sick, and it was multiplayer, and I was so stoked for it because who doesn't love dragons? But I don't know what happened to it. I know they killed it, but I don't know why.
I don't remember if this is correct. I think there's some kind of scandal going on with like them like taking funds but not producing any content for the game. Like they weren't making anything. So it's kind of just like stuck. And then they canceled it. I think that's what I heard. I can't confirm it. Aaron, if you could check that out while you're Googling.
Yes,
But
sir.
that's what I imagine happened is they were being funded by Microsoft or whoever, and they weren't producing any content, and then they pulled the plug on it. So, but I could be
That would make me
completely
happy.
wrong. Yeah, but I did hear
Well,
recently that someone was trying to buy it to restart it. So
Platinum Games is the publisher who was making it, and one of the devs admitted that, quote unquote, his team was not experienced enough with the Unreal Engine that it led to a lot of difficulty making the game. Aiming for a photorealistic look and adding online features of Scalebound was supposedly what led to the cancellation. And then the last news came out early January of 2023, late 2022, that Phil Spencer did clarify for sure that there's no ill will between them and Platinum Games. Quote unquote, we talked to those guys. There's no animosity between the teams. We tried to go do something and it didn't work, and I regret that we were so public about where we tried to go. But there was, public talks like we'd like to reopen discussions and see where it goes, but that didn't really get much traction, and that was it. And now I'm seeing some gameplay from that E3 trailer, and man, that game looks so good.
it did. It really did.
That would be
That's
crazy.
my
That would be crazy.
the long
Badger.
shot second pick.
Yeah,
I'd lose my mind. I would be happy about video games again.
I think that's the big issue is like there's nothing new and exciting. It's all like sequels and remakes. Like give me something new and exciting to buy and want to buy,
Yeah, exactly.
Use your imagination instead of just trying to get the quick money,
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think times have obviously changed as well between then and now, because that was like 2016, something like that.
Yeah.
The darkest days of gaming.
I think they're starting to see like with like Jedi Survivor, even though it had bugs, it's a really great game. And then you got the Zelda game, you got Dead Space remake, which still kind of falls in that remake thing that I was talking about, but it was really well done what they added to it. And it's like if they can produce quality games, the money will come. You don't have to just rehash shit.
Agreed.
But they
I
take
just
my
think-
money anyway. Take my money.
Really feel like they need to just invest in not so much the single player experience, but how would I say this? Just like stray away from the shooters. Shooters are great. Shooters are fun, but there's so many different genres that could put Xbox back on the map,
And they need something big. All the games that have been coming out just been letdowns mostly for them. Like, what's the last like first party Xbox game that you were really impressed with?
I won't say impressed with, but I'll take this to the grave, man. They ruined Halo. If Halo launched with what it has right now, with Forge,
People would still be playing it.
and people would be playing it. And the three of us in this call are prime reasons. Big Halo fans. I'm gonna get a Halo tattoo.
Yeah,
At some point in my life, like Halo is in my blood, and it's all our bloods. Badger and I will eventually finish our Halo whatever. I hate this.
Hey,
But
Christmas Day,
oh,
2023.
hashtag self promo. I just that was it. I mean, yeah, even then I was excited for Halo, but
you think they're gonna try to breathe life back into Halo this year with some kind of big announcement, or you think they're just gonna let it lie? And wait
Well,
for the
I
next
guess
game?
we're gonna start with me being my number one pick. I think number one prediction is the end of Master Chief. I think it's it. I think they may do something in the universe. I don't think there'll be much of an announcement. There'll just be some kind of news. Something will break. Something will leak. My number one prediction is that this is the end of Master Chief. You know,
You're gonna let him go.
they're gonna let him go. I think it's time. I think that all the developers are gone from 343. They all left
Yeah,
in the
maybe
last
that's a
2
good
months.
thing, though.
Like maybe, but I think Master Chief's done. I think we might get we could have something in the Halo universe, ODSTs. You could have give me stuff about give me another Halo Wars game if you want to do that. That was fine. Everybody loved that. Everybody loves a good RTS. You got all the.
Sorry, go ahead. I'll tell you in a second.
That was really it. I mean, just no. I think number one, Master Chief. Grew up on him. I think it's time to surrender that AI.
To surrender that AI!
What if? that was good. What about like remake territory as far as like rebooting the timeline and starting from scratch?
No, no. Halo 1 is my childhood. Halo, you can't. I mean, they did it right with the remaster, the anniversary edition. It was perfect. Press a button, go before and after. But I think it's time. I say this a lot too. I know it's a little off topic, but battle royales. Everybody, you and I had this discussion. We're tired of it, but at the same time, you and I go back to Apex every day. It's fun. It's there's no nobody wants to go shoot to grind stuff anymore. Those days, the last time I did that was Modern Warfare in 2019, and I don't have a urge for that anymore. I know Battlefield's great right now, and I've launched it a couple times, and I get bored because it's just spawn in, die, spawn, die, spawn. You know what I mean? Like there's no. It sucks, but it's not fun anymore. At least for me. I mean, everybody has their own opinion, but
Yeah. I don't know. With Call of Duty in particular, I feel like it's just mindless gameplay. There's like no way to be tactical because the time to kill is so low and the way the movement is, it's just ridiculous. Like people jumping around corners and stuff. There's no way to play like smartly. It's more about just being the fastest person on the map. And that's why I'm more like leaning to Gears of War and stuff like that, because it's more slow paced and depends more about your positioning in the map and stuff like that than being the fastest one to shoot somebody.
What do you think, Badger? What do you think about my Master Chief hanging up prediction?
I don't know if they can. They're gonna milk him till he's dry.
He's looking
I
pretty
agree with
dusty
I
right now.
I agree with it right now. I agree with it because again, here's a question: do you think Xbox? What do you think? You think Halo? What else do you think after that?
Halo, more Halo.
Yeah.
Halo is the face of Xbox. Like Master Chief is the face of
Yeah,
Xbox.
but what else after that? What do you have? I mean, they're
Gears.
banking a lot on Starfield. Gears has not been relevant, unfortunately, in 4 years. When Gears 5 come out?
Well, let me cut into my number one pick as we're speaking about Gears.
Dun dun dun.
So my number one. Wait, we did Badger's number 2, right? Just so I don't let him.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Scalebound.
Scalebound.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, if Scalebound, write it down. Scalebound is announced. I will let Badger release the tapes. Go on.
Well, all right.
Okay, so my number one pick, as you may all have guessed, is any kind of Gears of War announcement, because there has been zero talk about Gears in close to 4 to 5 years. I believe is the last time they announced anything new in the mainline series of Gears. Usually the turnover for like a new Gears game was between 2 to 3 years between titles, and now we're sitting since I think it was 2020 that Gears 5 came out, and we still haven't heard anything about a new game even being made.
Gears 5 came out September 16th of 2019, but do not forget, on April 28th of 2020, we got Gears Tactics, underrated game. Go on.
Yeah, that one got really
Like
great
the
reviews.
Funko game?
No, it was Gears Tactics was the kind of like the XCOM of Gears. Like it was that kind of
Okay.
strategy game, which did really well. It actually had really great reviews. But as far as like the mainline series goes, they definitely need to announce something at least to get people back hyped. Like my prediction is they will most likely do some kind of remaster or re-release of the old games. Partly because they announced they're moving over to the new Unreal Engine, so that would be a good way for them to kind of get familiar with it before they start building out the next, like, the Gear 6 game. So I would just imagine like a remaster remake in Unreal 5 to lead up to the next major Gears title.
Or give us the Pendulum Wars. That'd be fun. I mean,
Yeah.
or more of E-Day, Emergence Day.
Yeah, they
That'd
could
be
always
cool.
do a prequel. I'd be all about that, as long as it's done well and in the
I think it's
style
time
of
to let
Gears.
Marcus go too. Marcus is one of the best characters of all time, Marcus Phoenix. But I think it's time to let him go now too. I mean, good
Yeah.
lord.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a prediction that he's gonna die in the next Gears game at the end, or somewhere in there.
Doesn't he have children though?
Yeah, he has a son.
JD.
But his wife in the game has passed. That wasn't
Anya.
revealed. That was revealed in Gears 4. We don't know exactly the circumstances. They vaguely mention it here or there. But yeah.
Spoiler coming up. You didn't play Gears 5. Please fast forward 10 seconds. But you have an option of killing Marcus's son in 5 too.
Yeah, you have to make a
Damn.
choice between either letting his son die or letting his son's best friend get killed. Which you during that game, you actually spend a lot of time with, which makes it a lot harder choice between the two, because at the beginning of Gears 5, they kind of reveal some shady stuff that JD has done in the past. So it kind of gives you this moral dilemma of who you want to let live. So, but yeah, that's my major thing. They have to announce something Gears. At least let me know something is in the works and coming out and what it is, because the Gears community is starving to death at this point.
And the Gears community's got to be so old by now.
That is
so
true.
old.
A lot of
30s.
a lot
Yeah.
of the people that I play Gears with are 40s or higher that still play it, because all the more like the younger kids are playing other stuff. So, like Apex and stuff. But yeah, that's my hope and dream at this point, because who knows if it's gonna happen.
Gotta follow that up, Badger. Hey, no more Master Chief. He wants Gears. What do you want?
I was thinking about this, and it felt like a pretty good pick. I feel like it's going to be most people's pick. But now that I think about it, I don't know what they could do, because so much time has passed and they've been developing it for so long. What they could do to make the game stand out, but I want to see anything from the new Elder Scrolls, you know? But like mechanically, I have no idea what you could add to the game. Like that could take advantage of this new generational hardware that would make it just stand out, you know? Because fundamentally, each Elder Scrolls game is the same, you know? Like, grab a sword, grab a shield, go into a dungeon, and then wear out your trigger. Like, swinging for the fences. And as much as I would like to see Elder Scrolls, I don't know what they could show me that would make me happy.
I'm sitting here thinking, like, what could they add to the game, and I got nothing.
Elder
Skyrim
Scrolls
was
6,
cool.
Skyrim remastered.
Besides like maybe like an RPG multiplayer, but like that never really works out well.
Multiplayer would be cool. Actually,
Yeah, but
since they shut down the other project,
Like a co-op Skyrim. It's kind of in the
Yeah.
realm of ESO right now, isn't it?
in a sense, but that's also a MMO.
Yeah.
So that's a little different. But there's also Skyrim Together that's been out, and we have not played it. So do we really want it?
That would make me happy.
They have
I'm
it
glad
shipped
you
with the
brought that
game.
up. That would make me happy if they announced like, "Hey, co-op." That would be cool.
Kill the dragons together.
What about this? What would you guys think of, let's say, you're really jonesing for some Elder Scrolls, and it's gonna be, say, 3-4 years before the full game is ready to go, right? What would you guys think about doing like an episodic release of the game, like parts every
No.
year? No. Get
Well,
a little,
like early access.
get like a
No.
little taste. No,
It
like
wouldn't work
it'd
for-
be like fully done, but like will be like chapters of the game releasing instead of
So full map, and you just wait for
like
that
parts
could
be
cool.
unlocked or whatever. I don't
for
know
events at.
if that's even something that can be done.
Kind of different, kind of the same. Do you remember Defiance?
Vaguely.
It was a TV show on
I
Sci-Fi.
remember the name.
Oh, okay.
I bought it because I thought it was Destiny. I just saw like multiplayer shooters.
DE, good enough for me.
You're right. Bought Defiance, played it, but Defiance was really cool because you had it was like pseudo MMO. You're running around like a post-apocalyptic world. You have powers, you have abilities. There's aliens, and the game followed the TV show, which I thought was pretty cool. It could have been executed a little better, but events in the game would drive the TV show. Events in the TV show would drive certain things in the game. So I don't know. Maybe for Elder Scrolls, that might be neat. If, you play 20 hours of the game, 20 hours of story, you get to this point, and then you wait for the next event to happen, But
Major world impacting events.
yeah.
I think it
could
sounds
be
cool, but I think this conversation alone is what makes Starfield that more exciting, because Starfield is Skyrim in space, but it's not Skyrim. It's totally unique and different. It's got like planet building elements where you're building a planet up for civilization and colonists. You're space exploring. You're making your own ship. I mean, we talk about what other elements you can have. You just don't need to change. With Skyrim, you don't have to fix. We keep saying Skyrim. It's Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I played a god-awful amount of hours of Oblivion. I played a god-awful amount of Skyrim. I bought Skyrim more than one time on different platforms like an idiot. I am part of the problem. But then you got Starfield. Starfield. I mean, I am actually genuinely excited for Starfield to a point. After everything that's been happening with these games launching lately, I know day one's going to be terrible. But at the same time, I'm also a little worried because Outer Worlds, fantastic game. How much did I play? Barely any of it. How big is it? Not that big. But for the ones that played it, fucking love it. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
as we're talking,
I'm ready for something new.
Yeah, as we're talking here, I'm kind of thinking, maybe Starfield's going to be like their testing ground for a lot of stuff they want to try in Elder Scrolls. Like,
yeah.
As far as like gameplay stuff.
You think we'll get
Console
Elder Scrolls
limitations.
before Fallout? Probably, because Fallout 76 is recent enough.
Yeah, I think we'll probably. Yeah, I think we'll get Elder Scrolls.
The Elder
before
Fallout
Yep.
Starfield.
The freaking Voltron of RPGs.
I mean,
Just
can you
bunch of
imagine? Think for a
different
second.
games
Think of all the
mashed
settlements you have to rescue.
Pluto needs your help.
You gotta time travel
Go.
and space travel.
Pluto needs your help.
He don't know if he's a planet or not. Help him out.
Yeah, unfortunately, Justin is not an RPG guy, but man, for people like Badger and I, Starfield's gonna be great. I'm very, very excited to. It'll probably be the first thing I take time off and I don't even interact with anybody. I won't even stream it. Like that's gonna be like me time. Like I'm just gonna play it.
Yeah.
Probably one of the games I may end up getting on my Xbox instead of my PC, depending on if somebody who bought a new graphics card helps me upgrade or not. But no, I am genuinely excited. What's that? Early September?
Oh, it's Starfield?
Officially? Yeah, officially
Yeah,
early
that's
September.
what it's
Yeah,
for now.
Yeah.
And if they decide to delay it, I don't think they're going to delay it because if they're having this big event talking about it, I think they're ready to push it out the door.
Fellas, you got me jazzed up.
For what though? What are you jazzed up for?
Just for games in general. I want to see what's going to be announced,
Yeah, I guess. I
Yeah.
just want to play a game, man. All right, well, thanks for hosting this back end episode of Spaced on top of your yearly podcast, Justin. We appreciate it
I
very
always
much.
like collaborations.
Got to collab. Took us a long time to get him on an episode, even though it's really his episode, and we're just backdooring it.
It's okay.
Nah, it's ours.
I appreciate it.
was
It's all
his
good.
episode.
But yeah, that's it. We'll see. We got about 2-3 weeks left, and we'll know who's right. You guys want to do like a follow up when it comes out and see who was right, who was wrong?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, we'll do that.
Absolutely.
All right. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.
Have a good one.
See ya.